In this video, we're gonna dive deep into the decentralized finance world, and we're really gonna dive deep into yield farms and how these yield farm optimizers work and how you can earn passive income from going ahead and staking your particular tokens and coins. So with that being said, my name is Dan from the Hidden Gem Network, and I'm really excited that you're here with me. If you can, please just smash the like button if you like this video, and please consider subscribing if you enjoyed with notifications. I tend to create these really in-depth videos that you will get a lot of use out of. So with that being said, let's just start and dive right in. So if you don't know what decentralized finance is, well, to be quite honest with you, there's a lot of categories under decentralized financing or decentralized finance. So when it comes down to it, you can borrow, you can lend, you can stake in multiple farms, you can stake in pools, providing liquidity. Again, that's going ahead and being a part of farms, essentially providing liquidity. So there's so much that comes into the DeFi space and the DeFi world, but what we're going to talk about here is we're going to start off with really stable coin farming and how to get a pretty decent return on your stable coins. So a lot of individuals know about Yearn, and if you don't know about Yearn, Yearn is phenomenal for getting some incredible yields on stable coins, and really just on any pair that you can go ahead and find on Yearn. Now, why is Yearn really good? And I'll dive in and show you, some of these APYs. But first thing is first, why is Yearn good? Is because of the simple fact that Yearn, what it does is it goes out there and looks for the best. That's what it's programmed for, looking for the best rates for you. And it's constantly updating its algorithm to go ahead and allocate your money that you put into this particular pool so that it gets you the highest percentage yield possible. So that's why Yearn is so well known and highly respected and liked, aside from the fact that it has incredible governance with their users, with their token holders. So with that being said, if we just take a look at something like USDC, this particular asset, and this pool is currently paying 8.29% APY, so that's 8.29% every single year. So if you deposit $1,000, you'll be getting 8.29% on 1,000, which is $8.29. However, this number fluctuates, so it's not 8.29% today and then tomorrow. It can be, I've seen it at like 14%, 15%. Remember, Yearn goes ahead and shops around for you. So it's really important that you understand this number fluctuates all the time. So it can be like 6%, it can be up to 16%. So I've seen some incredible APYs with stable coins. But if you take a look at something like Uni, it's at 0.47%. Now, this is kind of low, right? And the reason being is because of the fact that they use oracles to determine these numbers. Now, again, there's a lot. It's really complex on what Yearn does. But when it comes down to something like Uniswap, they have to use the Uniswap oracle in order to go ahead and get the average that's being paid out. So again, what I look at Yearn for is more so the stable coins, and you can just take a look at something like USDT as well. There's 137 million in here. Its APY right now is 9.31%. At the end of the day, this is still paying out more than your regular savings accounts at a bank. So Yearn is really good, especially if you want to go ahead and farm and get good yields on your stable coins, if you just want to leave your stable coins in there right now. So with that being said, that's number one. Number two is Autofarm. Now, Autofarm is also just as big, if not bigger, than Yearn. And again, how you would know this is how much value is locked, how much TVL, so total value locked, in tokens that they have. So again, you can go ahead and find different pairs here. However, Autofarm has its own staking, with its own coin that you can stake, and you obviously will get APY on that. So let's just say you wanted to stake in a different pool. Well, first thing is first, you'd have to create a liquidity contract. So how this works is you'd go to an exchange, or you'd go to like somewhere like Swap, right? And you would just swap your tokens right over here. And essentially, you would have to create the liquidity contract, and you would then link up that liquidity contract into the vault. So I've gone ahead and connected my wallet because I want to show you this on how it works with these liquidity contracts. So let's just say I want to go ahead and provide Warp BNB, so wrap BNB to Autofarm. what I have to do is provide a one-to-one. So if Autofarm, let's just say for the sake of argument, is $1,000 at the time, what I would need to do is, let's just say BNB is 500 at the time and Autofarm is 1,000. I would need to provide 2 BNB, which equates to $1,000, which equates to 1 Autofarm. So 2 BNB equals 1 Autofarm. But if I were to go ahead and do something more stable, BUSD to Auto, if the Auto is $1,000, I would need to provide 1,000 worth in BUSD in order to stake in this particular pool. Now, or this particular vault, excuse me. So we can see the APY at the top, 98.44%, but if you stake their native token, it's 33.79%. So let's just say I wanted to stake inside of this particular vault, the warped BNB to Auto. I would actually click on create LP right down here, and it would take me to Pancake Swap. So this is, well, it doesn't take me to Pancake Swap, it opens up a Pancake Swap router, if you will. So it allows you to create your liquidity, and it would add that liquidity into your wallet, into your MetaMask wallet, whatever it is. And then what you would do is, once you have that liquidity contract added, you would just go ahead, you'll see the balance, right, on what you can actually deposit, and then you click approve and then deposit, and you'll be able to go ahead and start automatically harvesting, which means getting your rewards. And you know, that's pretty much exactly how this works. It's very, very simple on how to actually go ahead and add liquidity into a particular vault. So that's Autofarm. I'm personally a big fan of Autofarm, especially if you're staking their native token, because again, I personally love to stake native tokens when it comes down to yield farm optimizers, just because the APYs are really good and the potential for them to just go parabolic, especially if the actual platform starts growing rapidly and the TVL start increasing and people want to just go ahead and stake their coins into these vaults and pools, then it really becomes something that has a lot of demand. So just like Yearn, with the low supply and high demand, the price of Yearn, each token, is pretty expensive. So next, what I want to talk about is Bunny. Now, what I will say is, when it comes down to Bunny, they did have a exploit that recently happened, which brought down the price from like $300 to 20 something dollars. So it was a flash loan exploit. If you were involved in Bunny when it was like $200-300 and you bought at the highs and then you got involved after the flash loan, you literally would have lost so much of your money. So that's why they created their compensation pool. But as we can see, if you stake their native token right now, the APR is around 110%, which is phenomenal. We can also see that the total deposit in here is roughly 187 million worth of Bunny. Now, again, this comes into question that if this is a little bit more riskier, is this a little bit more speculative? And yes, just like Pancake Bunny, just like Swampy Finance, those are a little bit more speculative. But the reason why I threw Pancake Bunny in here is because they are backed by Binance Labs and a few other venture capitalists. And they got around $1.6 million in startup money in order to go ahead and create the foundation for Pancake Bunny on the Binance Smart Chain. So I added in here because it is definitely a little bit more safer, even though the team is anonymous. The people behind it that financed them and actually gave them money are definitely more trusted and have their face and their name on the line. So for Pancake Bunny to kind of rug everybody and scam everyone, it's safe to say that they wouldn't do that. They even went ahead and created their compensation pools in order to repay everybody that got hit negatively with the flash loan attack. Then we have Beefy Finance. Now, Beefy Finance is another one of my favorites, and it's also just a massive mover. And the price of Beefy can be anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 per token. There's 80,000 in circulation or max supply. So Beefy, you can stake their native token over here. They have 32 million locked. The APY is really low, but then you'll also notice that they have some other vaults in here that, and I only searched by Beefy, but Beefy has a ton of vaults. So this is pretty cool. So this is brand new when I just reloaded this. So we can see 1 inch with the boost now has, and again, uses 1 inch for the Oracle. They're offering 186% APY or 0.3% daily. That's really, really good. MDX as well, 349 with boost. That's a lot of money if it can hold. But again, it doesn't necessarily hold for that long. As more people add liquidity, the less the APYs become. So the more liquidity that gets added to the pools, to these vaults, the less the APY is actually rewarded. So the lower amount of rewards or harvest that you get. Just keep that in mind. But you can see if we just keep scrolling down Beefy, they have so many different dexes they work with. They have Pancake Swap up here that you can see right over here uses Marshmallow. Let's see, we have Ape Swap. And they just use so many dexes where they can provide, be the liquidity provider here, and thus, or I guess the farm that allows us to become liquidity providers. So Beefy is extensive in regards to the amount of vaults that you have access to. So what I would recommend at the end of all this is just doing your research and shopping around where you feel that your money is going to accumulate the best. I do think a lot of people will go ahead and use Yearn with the USDC because, again, major platforms like Coinbase allow USDC, and that's essentially a way for you to move your USDC and get paid a lot more for just letting it sit there. And just so you know, a lot of whales, what they do is they put their money into USDC and wait for dips, wait for corrections. And you'll notice that the DeFi, if we go to DeFi Pulse, you'll see a massive dip. Take a look at this. Okay, you see this dip that happens right over here in the last 90 days? We could see that the total locked value across all of these different DeFi farms, if you will, the total lock value here is 86 million, and then we have this correction. Now it's at 47 million. Now, why did this happen? Is because investors, they let their money accumulate, they let their earnings compound, they pull out their money, buy the dips, and ride the wave back up, and then they'll probably take profits, and then just keep doing that over and over and over again, and putting their money into yield optimizers so they can literally keep rinse and repeating this process. Can you do the same thing? Absolutely. You can let your USDC just sit there, your USDT just sit there and collect a bunch of rewards or collect a bunch of harvest. That's the way that I call APY. So a fancier way to say interest. Or maybe that's not the fancier way to say interest and I'm just thinking it is. Well, I digress. When it comes down to it, you'll notice that some of the TVLs, they fluctuate all the time. That's due to token prices, and it's also due to the amount of people that are going ahead and withdrawing their money. It's not a bad sign, it's a great sign because the money will just keep coming back in to these DeFi projects, and it'll keep growing. So my name's Dan from the Hidden Gem Network. I hope you learned something here. If you did, please smash the like button, subscribe, and if you want me to take a look at any projects, please leave it in the comments down below. And if it's a decent project, I'll make a video on it of it being a hidden gem. So again, it's been a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.